Hello and welcome to our video presentation. We are Sustainability Number 1 with Gigi, Susanna, and Matt, and we created a card game called Earth Against Humanity. Let us take you through our design thinking process. Stage 1, empathy interviews. So our target group is high school students, and we didn't really have a problem finding people to interview since we are high school students. Each of us interviewed at least 2 people. Susanna spoke to some of her old friends that are located in Poland, Greece, and Bulgaria. Matt got to speak to his friends over in Russia, and I interviewed my brother and a friend from my old school here in the Philippines. After we shared notes and discussed the similarities and differences, we discovered that there was a gap, and so we defined our problem. Stage 2, defining the problem. High school students don't know enough about sustainability issues. My brother doesn't segregate his trash properly, not because he doesn't want to, but because he doesn't know the difference between biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Matt discovered that in Russia, sustainable habits aren't normalized. Recycling isn't even a thing. And Susanna learned that most of her friends' choices are influenced by social media, which isn't the most reliable source of information. We also know that high school students usually don't like getting large text of information thrown at them. They're not going to read a 50-page research paper. They need something entertaining and preferably funny, which is why we decided that our How Might We statement is, how might we raise awareness on sustainability issues for high school students in a creative and engaging way? And so with all that in mind, we moved on to the ideating stage.
Stage 3, ideating. Each of us conducted our own brainstorming sessions asynchronously. We made sure to follow these steps. Take 5 minutes to come up with as many ideas as possible. Build it, break it, fix it. Mash up, opposite thinking. Stuck, look for inspiration. And still stuck? Start with your worst possible idea and work from there. And then we met together and shared our best ideas. We found that all of us had a similar idea of a tabletop game. Then we worked from there. We discussed that a board game would be too complicated, but a card game could work in a time frame. We then took inspiration from already existing card games, and one that stood out to us was the most was Cards Against Humanity. Using the same mechanics and a little bit of wordplay, we came up with Earth Against Humanity. The next stage was actually making it.
Stage 4, prototyping. In Cards Against Humanity, there are black cards and white cards. In Earth Against Humanity, we have green cards and white cards. And for the prototyping, we started with the green cards, coming up with as many ideas as we could. Then we moved on to the white cards. Here are some of the initial ideas that we also got to show during our community feedback session. And then was stage 5, testing.
From the testing session, I got a lot of positive feedback, and everyone said the game was really fun to play, and they would actually play it even if they weren't asked to test it. It could be potentially something they would buy in a shop just to play for fun. And a lot of people said they learned new things, which I think covered our 2 main goals from our How Might We statement.
Now, you may be wondering, how does Earth Against Humanity meet the needs of high school students? Well, if you've ever been with a group of friends and someone makes a joke but you don't understand it, you probably opened your phone, made a quick Google search, and 5 minutes later you gained a novice level of understanding in that topic. That is exactly what Earth Against Humanity is. You see a card that you don't understand, you learn about it, and by the end of the game, everyone knows about how cow farts contribute a sizable amount to the world's greenhouse gas emissions, and you had fun with your friends. So that concludes Earth Against Humanity. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed.